Today, Brooklyn Interiors, as it says so there. And the nature of the business is transforming homes. The personal section, a frightening incident, looking at my bank balance, that, something that winds me up, people with no manners, right? And how to relax. She watches renovation shows. And the dish that she can cook well is diets and Coke chicken. Whether it's the diet, with the chicken or the chicken that's been on a diet. But anyway, it's Leann.
So, yes, you all know who I am, so I won't go into that. But I do want to explain that there's so much more to what I say or do. So most people think that interior design is just picking a few cushions here and there and laying them and they look nicely. But actually, that's a very, very small part of what I do. So I'm going to talk you through what actually goes into my designs and why it matters and how it helps my clients make smarter, long-term decisions about how they live and, live in their homes. It's not just about the aesthetics, it's not just how it looks, it's how it works for the family. I solve problems, I take away overwhelm, I save them time, and I save them money. So, I'm really trying to get to know my clients, what their pain points are, and how I can solve those for them. And it's asking questions that dig a little bit deeper. They might sound a bit strange to some, but such as, what's your morning routine? What's the first thing you do when you walk through the door when you get home from work or when you go out shopping? Where is your happy place and why? What they dislike about the space, and do I need to hide any features that they absolutely hate, can't stand looking at, but it's impossible to move? Or do they want me to emphasise the feature? So that's the first part, and then the tricky part is working out their style. Now, this is just a few styles that people say to me, oh, I really like this one, I really like this one. So what someone explains to me might not be how I see sort of modern country. So it's asking why, what is it about that picture, what is it about that room that you actually like? What are you drawn to and all of this? So it's finding out, and there's a few more there, it's finding out what it is they like. Because there's no point in me designing a minimalist space if they are maximalist. And then it's sort of working with, they might have inspiration, and it's working from their inspiration and then finding out their styles, but it could be different things, and my inspiration as well. I look through magazines, I'm always on the internet, I like being in nature, walking around shops, well, there isn't many home shops more, but walking around shops, and attending trade shows. We're all different, from kitchen door handles to paint, it's all new coming out, and it's inspiration that I can use for clients' houses. And then it's bringing it all together, bringing that discussion together, finding out that information, put it into an ideas board or a mood board or something, or brilliant. See that I'm on the right track with those people, that yes, that's exactly what they like. Have I got the colours right? Is that sort of style that you want? Because there's no point me designing the whole room and they go, well, that's nothing like what I wanted. So they're quite important as well. But that includes choosing colours. Now, colours are really tricky, because some people hate colours, some people love colours, and it depends what tone, where, it's all these other things you have to think of, especially with a ribbon. It's what way is you're facing, north, south, east, west, because actually it does make a difference to the colour. People can have the undertones, if there's a red undertone or a grey undertone. When will the room be used? If it's going to be predominantly in the evening, we need to think about the lighting. We'll move on to that. So it's really hard. You really have to find out and really work out what you're working with the clients. Once that's decided, then I can think about, okay, right now we need to put together some ideas, some colours, some materials for, let's say I'm doing a bedroom for the carpet, the curtains, the headboard, the wallpaper, the paint on the woodwork, the cushionings as well, and everything else, the furniture, everything else. bringing it together and showing the colours, then get the feel, so we get the colours all how they work together. And that's quite experimental, because you can think, right, that's blue, I'm going to have this blue. You put them together, and one might be more yellow than the other one, which is like, that was horrible. So it's quite experimental, but that's fun as well. I love being in a material shop and finding everything else. See, I'm really sad. And then it's considering the flow and how the room will work. Again, there's no point creating a beautiful room, but it causes them trouble every day. It could be a hallway, but it's a fast pace, but it needs lots and lots of storage, or a living room that's got to function for entertaining, but also feeling cosy in the evening and watching a movie with family. And this is where the layout comes in, and it's on the client and the family, how they live, not how I think they should. And as we said, lighting makes a huge difference, and lighting can actually ruin a whole design. If you worked hard to design a space and then you put the wrong colour lighting or you don't have enough layers of lighting, just making it flat, and it won't be very good at all. So if you've got all the different colours of bulbs, and they make a difference to the colour of the room. And then you want the overhead lighting, you might need full light. Your task light is making some cosy, or even a lamp so if you're reading. And then stable lights. I love some of the lights that come out now are quite amazing, and you can really make a statement with them. And then it's sourcing everything. So I've designed a space, and then I've got to find everything that's going to work. Then I've got to find everything that's going to go into the room. And that could be light switches, plug sockets, just everything that goes into making that space look absolutely wrong. Sorry. And then it depends on how far we go. It's putting together the shopping list for the client. And it's a detailed shopping list. It's everything, again, everything that they need. Laying it out, where it's coming from, how much they need to buy, how much it's going to be. And this also includes the delivery costs, so there's no surprise. Oh yes, it's £1,000, but there was £200 delivery cost. It's everything. They don't have to buy things, I'll pick them up today. So whether I'm ordering or they're ordering, it's all there, it's all in black and white, and obviously the links to every item if they're ordering so that they don't have to search, it's all there. And then I put together documents for trays. So if I'm going on to do it myself, I put together documents for them to give to the trays so that there's no questions, so they can put it into place, the design as I put it. So again, this is a very basic lighting plan, but so that they know how it's working, dimmers, where it's going. Bespoke furniture, so all the measurements that's going to be needed, and the description also comes with it. Again, so there's no questions. So the client can just go, there you go, please work on my room. Paul knows this one, he done his bathroom for me. So again, I put together where everything goes, the measurements, what needs to be done. Even I know they knew that they had to build out the water, the wine and the pumping. But these are all details that help the client, because the client doesn't know. I've designed the room, they don't know. And this is what I put together for them. And with just a few, again, spaces that I've done. So it's all that planning that I put together to create a room that's for my clients, not for anybody else. It's their home and how they want to live. So yeah, I save them time, stress, and sometimes marriage. I've had a couple where we all wanted bold colours and the husband wanted white. So it's finding that balance with them and working with it. Worked out in the end, no divorce, they're still together as far as I know. So I can see marriages. Okay, so how can I help you or someone you know? Now I have designed one room, it doesn't have to be a whole home, but I can do a whole home. A new home design. I've had inquiries where they're moving into a new home and they want the furniture for the new home. They don't want to get anything that they want moved, I can do that. Holiday or second home, I can do staging. And then moving on, for DIYers, I have developed a little masterclass, which is for people that want to be given inspiration and ideas on how to design their their rooms themselves, but we was one of one room that the process can do, they can use that for every room in their house. So they don't get stuck, they can make confident decisions and they can love their homes again. That's it. Any questions?
Excellent presentation, thanks, Leann. So in terms of referrals, we have the architect, estate agents for estate, and who else should we be looking out for?
Builders.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite good. Yeah, anyone struggling really. So if you're talking to someone and they go, oh, I want to hide a feature or whatever they do, I can help.
The example you gave where a wife brought in all colours and husband brought in white and the house, no, it's in there, it's got all colours of it.
Once done it right at the start, and then you skirted away from the question, why are there always so many cushions in your room?
Yeah.
So many cushions, we can't actually get on the bed or into the chair.
It's
Where do they go? Where do they all go?
They go on the floor and they stay there.
No.
They can trip over it.
That's wondered why.
It's all men, you just put cushions on the floor.
Yeah. Well, where else?
Unless you're my dog, they like jumping around.
I hate the cushions as well. They make me all happy.
Yeah, so you do an outdoor space, patio area,
I can give ideas, but that's probably better left for the landscape. But I can give
but
ideas.
not also not. I'm talking not so much about the hard landscaping or the planting, but just the finishing touches. You know, like the ornaments or
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Outdoor kitchen.
Presumably, as well as referrals, if we can find contacts who work in the areas that you work in, that would presumably be helpful as well.
Yes. Yeah.
You forgot to mention on this slide, you forgot one of the things, and that was about helping people save money. Perhaps you could tell us about how you do that.
Yeah, so it's something that can make positive mistakes. Because I work in my building and you put together a plan so it all works. If you go around, I'll do it myself, you go out and you see things, all that into bricks, you take it home, it doesn't work. So you've wasted some money. But it's also pass on our trade discounts as well. If I, whatever we're buying, if I've got a good trade discount, I will pass it on.
Okay.
So, God didn't give me very long legs. And I ended up looking at what he called it on those third. And we uniquely received, you get to give advice on one that didn't have that in mind.
Not such a deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You turn that part, you said, oh.
Yes.
Yeah.